From sitting motionless like a dummy,
I will sentence you to life in Florida State Prison with a 10-year minimum mandatory and credit for 1,000.
to having a full-on breakdown in a courtroom, or threatening the judge,
I will break out soon and I will kill more.
these are the most heated gang leaders' reactions to life sentences. First up on our list of menaces is Mikal D. Thomas, who shot and killed pregnant Sharon Staples during a robbery on August 7, 2011.
Don't do that to me! Don't do that to
Ah yes, the classic wriggle your way out of chains plan, because indeed, a last-second attempt to escape in a courtroom packed with cops would work. Spoiler, it didn't. At least he tried to escape, unlike Michael Boatwright, the trigger man in the 2018 murder of rapper XXXTentacion. He received 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole.
This court will sentence you to life in Florida State Prison, credit for 1,732 days already served. Both counts carry with them a 25-year minimum mandatory. Count 2 will run consecutive and not concurrent with count 1.
Oh, he's too cool for a life sentence, huh? Nodding like he's listening to elevator music instead of his future being sealed. Real tough guy move, but the judge made damn sure who was the real deal.
You'll spend every hour and every day and every week and every year of your life in that cell. And one day, they'll come and open up that cell in the morning and you'll have passed on. And only on that day will you have served your sentence.
That's gotta be one of the coldest closing statements made by a judge in a courtroom. It's surprising how Michael held it together, because not everyone can take their deserved sentences like a good boy. Such was the case with Brandon Spencer, a 19-year-old convicted of starting an open shootout gang war.
Today, in LA Superior Court, Spencer begged for mercy from Judge Edmund Clark Jr. before sentencing.
I'm sorry for what happened, Your Honor, but I need some life in prison. And I'm not a bad person, but I made mistakes. I'm not just some gangbanger that she tried to portray me as.
Not a bad person, he said, after sending a bunch of people to the hospital. Full meltdown mode activated. Looks like someone's realizing life behind bars isn't a game. But hey, at least he regretted his decisions. Unlike Tariq Jackson, who had the nerve to stand at his hearing and warn his fellow gang members.
Other stuff, it ain't worth 16 years or death, because eventually you be put in a situation and there's severe consequences that come with that. But to my family, I just want to say, don't cry, this isn't a funeral. My life is far from over. They can lock my body, but they can't lock my mind. It's going to be a long tunnel I have to walk through, but I always stay focused at the light at the end and always keep smiling on my face like always.
A little too poetic for someone about to be locked away forever. You can't lock my mind? Yeah, sure. Try keeping that mindset when you're stuck in a cell 24 hours a day. And talking about monotonous speeches, we have Noah Lowe Paul, convicted of a tragic murder spree and first-degree kidnapping.
Nobody deserved what I did to them. I wanted to plead guilty because I want to accept responsibility for what I did, and to try to take away some of the hurt I caused.
Oh, now he gets it. After all the lives lost, the light bulb finally flicks on. Too bad the understanding comes way too late for anyone to care. But hey, at least he admitted his fault like a man, and apologized. Unlike Luis Bracamontes, a psycho convicted of murdering 2 law enforcement officers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please step out of the hallway.
Dead.
Smiling like he's at a party, throwing a random confession? That's a whole new level of insanity. Wonder what would happen when he's put behind bars among people like him. That smile surely won't last long. And talking about psychopaths, we have Camia Gamate, convicted of brutally killing her boyfriend, Marcel Hill. While Hill's family members spoke, she would only roll her eyes and laugh.
And you're gonna shut your mouth or I'm gonna have some duct tape put on it.
And that's not even the most interesting part, because the judge went all out while sentencing her.
I understand you have to do what you have to do.
I agree with the family. I hope you die in prison as well. You know, if this was a death penalty state, you'd be getting a chair.
Not sure she would fit in a chair. A sofa, maybe. But what's more hilarious here is the fact that her lawyer did not defend her. You know you're done when your own lawyer says to the judge, "I understand you have to do what you have to do." Moving down the list of psychos, we have Abel Gallegos. Convicted of drug trafficking, multiple felonies, and the brutal murder of Simone Duran, Gallegos was put behind bars forever, for good.
I am struck by the casualness in which it was committed, the absolute disregard. This is the result. This is where you will end up to serve the rest of your life in prison.
Stone cold silence, no remorse, just standing there like it's any other day. Guess he's too numb even to fake an apology. Meanwhile, the judge's discomfort says it all. We now turn to Kenneth Hill and Jomar Robinson. In 2014, they were sentenced to life without parole for the killing of a store owner during a robbery.
What more could you possibly want to take from this family, yet insult them and threaten them and say, "This ain't over yet"?
I know I wasn't talking to them. I know for a fact I wasn't.
Well, who were you talking to?
I was talking to my family.
And you know what? If I could give you an extra 10 years, I would, but I can't.
Oh, so he's soaking up the chaos like it's a performance? Meanwhile, the jury's losing it, and the judge is just wishing she could add some extra time to his show. Guess he's the only one entertained here. And talking about entertaining oneself in a courtroom, we have Jeremy and Christine Moody, convicted of the 2013 murders of Charles and Gretchen Parker.
There's people out there because they didn't like for their own reasons. But I think it's a case that justice demands a life sentence. I would ask that the victim family be allowed to leave.
Nothing says romantic like a life sentence and a body count. Guess nothing bonds a couple more than mutual convictions, literally. While Christine and Jeremy Moody's twisted actions left a chilling mark, George Goel Thomas took things even further. Convicted of the brutal murders of 2 men in California, he was sentenced to life in prison.
Gonna be brutally honest. I'm not saying I regret it because my whole life shaped the person that I am today. But what I know for a fact, if I could have changed some things, I wouldn't be here.
Regretting your life choices now? Too bad that epiphany didn't come sooner, like before you ran a gang and ruined lives. Nice try, but the judge didn't buy his last-minute sob story. But at least he showed some remorse, unlike Adam Pate here, who's pure scum. Carrying a Satan tattoo and a split tongue, Pate pleaded guilty to the brutal 2012 murder of Ricky James, earning himself a life sentence.
GS 29221, State versus David Allen Pate, having pled guilty to murder, sent to court as he be committed to State Department of Corrections for a determined term of life. Thank you. Please hold your emotions, your apology.
Smiling through a life sentence? That's cute. Keep that grin. He'll be needing it when reality hits harder than those prison walls. From one nightmare to the next, we have Jeremy Christian, who brought terror to a packed train, fatally stabbing 2 men and injuring another after they intervened in his racist outburst.
Bitch, you ain't gonna be there either, bitch. You fucking hoe. You fucking hoe. You fucking up my whole city. George Floyd. George Floyd. I should have killed you, bitch. I should have killed your bitch ass. Everybody knows you're a liar. Everybody knows you're a liar, huh?
Still running his mouth like that's gonna change a life sentence. Tough talk now? Let's see how that attitude holds up when he's not the scariest one in the room. Sliding in with all the charm of a concrete wall, we've got Ibarra, a proud Tren de Aragua gang representative who got life sentence without parole for the murder of Laken Riley.
But I also, and this goes back to what Kerry Howell was saying, that as many times as you reflect on the loss, at some point you start smiling.
Stone cold in the face of heartbreak. No remorse, no reaction, just dead eyes staring back at a shattered family. Life without parole? That's not a sentence. That's exactly what he earned. Next up, Erica Mae Butts. Tough enough to beat a toddler, but folded like a lawn chair when faced with real consequences. In 2009, she was convicted for the horrific abuse and murder of 3-year-old Serenity Richardson. Thought she could dish out abuse with no consequences, but the moment the sentence dropped, she folded like a cheap lawn chair. Justice hits harder than she ever could. Lastly, we have the Carpio brothers caught in their own deadly actions. Anthony and Michael Carpio were convicted of stabbing Kevin Orellana to death at Cleveland High School in 2013.
All he was doing.
The judge then sentenced the two brothers to 16 years to life.
Cold as ice with a side of cocky smirk, because nothing says I regret nothing, like acting like you're at a dull meeting. Guess their next move in the I don't care club will be behind bars.